Ladies and gentlemen, we often find ourselves running, chasing, and striving for what we want in life. We search for love, success, fulfillment, and peace of mind, believing that they are external things we need to acquire. But what if the key to unlocking all these desires lies not in the endless pursuit of them, but in the surrender of that chase? What if, by simply ceasing to seek and instead allowing, we could bring everything we desire into our lives? Today I want to talk to you about the power of stopping the search and allowing the universe to deliver what is already on its way to you. The idea is simple, yet profound. When we stop seeking, it will come to us. The truth is, everything we need already exists within us. We don't have to go outside of ourselves to find happiness, love, or success. When we stop seeking desperately for something, we create the space for it to come to us naturally. Life is not a race, it's a flow. And when we stop trying to control that flow, we open ourselves to the blessings that are waiting to enter our lives. Our role is not to pursue, it is to receive, to allow, and to trust. Let's explore together what this looks like and how we can begin to shift our energy from seeking to receiving. The illusion of the pursuit. In the frantic energy of seeking, we often convince ourselves that there is something missing from our lives, something we need to acquire in order to feel whole. This feeling of lack drives us to look outside ourselves, believing that happiness, success, or love can only be found by obtaining something we do not yet possess. The truth, however, is that this constant pursuit is an illusion. It is the mind creating a false narrative that we are incomplete. When we begin to understand that we are already whole, we start to see that the external search is unnecessary. Everything we need is within us, and the pursuit of things only adds to the noise in our lives. By quieting this noise and letting go of the need to seek, we make space for what we truly desire to come to us naturally. When we let go of the idea that there is something we must chase after, we release the burden of constant striving. We realize that the act of seeking is often fueled by fear and insecurity, the fear of not having enough or of not being enough. These fears cloud our judgment and keep us trapped in a cycle of pursuit that never ends. But when we stop seeking, we acknowledge that we are already enough. We allow ourselves to embrace the present moment and the blessings that are already part of our lives. It is through this acceptance that we open the door to abundance. The key is to shift our focus from the need for external validation or possessions to the understanding that we are enough exactly as we are. We are not lacking anything. We simply need to learn to receive what is already here. When we can fully embrace this concept, the pursuit ends. We no longer feel the need to chase after something because we know that whatever is meant for us will come to us when the time is right. This understanding brings peace and relief, and the energy of seeking dissipates. By stopping the pursuit, we allow life to unfold in its own timing. Often, when we are so fixated on achieving a certain goal, we miss the beauty and opportunities that surround us in the present moment. The relentless pursuit of the future steals our attention from the now. But when we stop seeking, we become fully present. We can see the blessings and opportunities that are already here, waiting for us to notice them. Life does not unfold in a straight line. It is a dance of timing, and when we stop trying to control it, we step into the flow. The illusion of pursuit can also manifest in our relationships. We may feel the need to seek love or approval from others, believing that our worth depends on their validation. But true love and acceptance come from within. When we stop seeking external approval, we begin to cultivate self-love. It is from this place of self-acceptance that we can attract healthy, fulfilling relationships. The pursuit of others' validation only leads to dissatisfaction, but the surrender of that need creates space for authentic connections to form. By releasing the need to pursue, we allow ourselves to attract what is truly meant for us. We stop chasing after what we think we want and begin to receive what the universe has in store for us. This shift in energy is one of the most powerful things we can do for our well-being. It transforms the way we experience life, shifting us from a place of lack to one of abundance. And in that space, all that we seek will naturally come to us. Trusting the process. One of the most challenging aspects of stopping the search is learning to trust the process of life. We live in a world that often tells us we must be in control, that we must make things happen. But true power lies in surrendering to the flow of life. Trusting the process means letting go of the need to manipulate outcomes and instead allowing things to unfold as they are meant to. This is not a passive approach. It is an active practice of faith. It requires us to trust that life is always working in our favor, even when we don't see it. When we trust the process, we let go of the anxiety and worry that comes from trying to control every detail. We stop second-guessing ourselves and begin to believe that everything is unfolding as it should. We trust that the right people, opportunities, and circumstances will appear at the right time. This trust is not something that comes easily for many of us, especially in a world that celebrates action and achievement. But the more we practice trusting, the more we realize that the universe is always on our side. Trusting the process also means embracing the unknown. We often feel the need to know what is coming next, to have a clear plan for the future. But life is not always predictable, and that's okay. In fact, it's often in the unexpected moments that we find the greatest growth and transformation. When we stop trying to control the outcome, we open ourselves up to infinite possibilities. Trusting the process means having faith that even when things don't go as planned, they are still going exactly as they are meant to. When we stop seeking and trust the process, we shift from a mindset of scarcity to one of abundance. We no longer see life as something we must force or manipulate. We see it as a beautiful unfolding that is beyond our control. This shift allows us to relax and enjoy the journey, knowing that we are supported by a greater force. It is through this trust that we can begin to see the miracles that are already happening in our lives. Trusting the process also requires us to release our attachment to specific outcomes. We often believe that we know what is best for us, but the universe has a much greater plan. By letting go of our limited vision and trusting the process, we allow ourselves to be guided to the experiences that will bring us the most growth and fulfillment. The path may not always be straight, but it will always be the right one if we trust it. As we trust the process, we begin to see that everything is interconnected. Our actions, thoughts, and energy all align to bring us what we need. When we stop seeking, we allow the universe to work its magic. The more we trust, the more we see how beautifully everything falls into place. Life is not something we must fight for, it is something we can flow with. And when we trust the process, everything we desire comes to us effortlessly. Releasing control. Control is one of the greatest obstacles to receiving what we want in life. We often believe that in order to achieve our goals, we must have everything under control, but this belief creates tension, stress, and frustration. The truth is, we cannot control everything. Life is unpredictable, and trying to control every outcome only limits our possibilities. When we release control, we allow life to surprise us with its beauty and abundance. Releasing control means letting go of the need to micromanage every situation. It means allowing things to unfold naturally without trying to manipulate the outcome. This does not mean being passive. It means being open to the flow of life without resistance. When we stop seeking to control every detail, we create space for the unexpected to enter our lives. It is often in the moments of surrender that the most profound transformations occur. The desire to control is often rooted in fear. We fear the unknown, and we believe that if we don't take control, things will fall apart. But this fear is based on a false belief in our own limitations. When we release control, we trust that life will provide us with exactly what we need. This act of trust is incredibly freeing. It allows us to let go of anxiety and embrace a sense of peace. When we release control, we also release attachment to specific outcomes. We no longer fixate on how things should be. Instead, we open ourselves to what is. This shift in mindset allows us to experience life more fully, without the burden of unrealistic expectations. The beauty of life lies in its unpredictability, and when we stop trying to control it, we begin to appreciate its spontaneous nature. Releasing control does not mean being passive or indifferent. It means choosing to let go of the need for things to happen in a specific way. It is about trusting that everything is happening in the perfect order, even if we cannot see the bigger picture. By releasing control, we align ourselves with the natural flow of life, which brings us peace and fulfillment. When we let go of control, we begin to attract the right circumstances and opportunities into our lives. We no longer have to chase after them. They simply arrive when we stop resisting the flow of life. The act of releasing control opens the door to receiving, and it is through this practice that we experience the greatest fulfillment. Cultivating self-love. The foundation of everything we desire in life begins with self-love. When we stop seeking external validation and turn inward to love ourselves, we create a powerful shift in our energy. Self-love is not about narcissism or arrogance. It is about recognizing our worth and honoring ourselves as we are. When we love ourselves, we no longer seek love from others to fill an empty space. We are already whole, and we can give love freely without needing anything in return. Self-love is the practice of accepting ourselves, flaws and all. It is about recognizing that we are worthy of all the good things life has to offer. When we stop seeking approval from others and start approving of ourselves, we unlock the power to attract all that we desire. The energy of self-love radiates outward, and it is through this energy that we attract love, success, and abundance into our lives. When we practice self-love, we stop seeking validation from external sources. We no longer look to others to define our worth. Instead, we find our worth within. This shift in perception is incredibly empowering. It allows us to stand firm in our own truth and make choices that align with our highest good. Self-love is the key to breaking free from the cycle of seeking approval from others. By cultivating self-love, we also learn to trust ourselves. We stop second-guessing our decisions and begin to listen to our inner wisdom. This self-trust creates a sense of inner peace and confidence that radiates outward. When we love ourselves, we no longer feel the need to seek validation from the world. We know that we are enough, just as we are. Self-love also means caring for our physical, emotional, and mental well-being. When we prioritize ourselves, we send a powerful message to the universe that we are ready to receive the abundance that is meant for us. We create a space of love and acceptance within ourselves, which then attracts love and abundance into our lives. When we stop seeking outside sources for love and validation, we start to experience a deep sense of fulfillment and peace. Self-love is the foundation that supports all other aspects of our lives. It is through this practice that we create the life we truly desire. The power of letting go. Letting go is one of the most powerful tools we have to bring what we desire into our lives. Often we hold on tightly to things, whether it's an old belief, a past relationship, or an attachment to a specific outcome. We believe that holding on will bring us security, but in reality it only keeps us stuck. When we let go, we release the past and make space for the future to unfold. Letting go is not about giving up. It is about freeing ourselves from the need to control and trust that life will provide. Letting go requires us to trust that what is meant for us will find its way to us. We don't need to force things or cling to what no longer serves us. When we let go, we are saying to the universe, I am ready to receive something better. It is through this act of surrender that we create the conditions for our desires to come to fruition. The act of letting go also means releasing our attachment to specific outcomes. When we are too attached to how things should be, we limit our potential. By letting go of these attachments, we open ourselves to the possibility of something even greater. Life has a way of surprising us when we release control and trust the process. Letting go is also about forgiving. Often we hold on to past hurts, resentments, and negative beliefs that weigh us down. These emotional burdens block the flow of abundance into our lives. By letting go of these old wounds, we create space for healing and growth. Forgiveness is not about condoning what happened. It is about freeing ourselves from the past so we can move forward with peace. When we let go, we stop seeking validation, approval, or security from external sources. We trust that we are worthy and enough as we are. This deep sense of trust allows us to relax and receive what life has to offer. Letting go is not a passive act. It is a conscious choice to release the old and welcome the new. By letting go, we allow life to flow more freely. The more we release, the more we receive. And in this flow, everything we desire finds its way to us. The art of patience. In a world where instant gratification is so often within our reach, patience can feel like a lost art. We are conditioned to want things now, to demand results quickly, and to feel that waiting is a sign of weakness or inadequacy. However, true wisdom lies in the art of patience. Patience is not about passively waiting for something to happen. It is about trusting that what is meant for us will come at the perfect time. It is the peaceful acceptance that life's flow is not on our schedule, but on a greater, more divine timetable. When we embrace patience, we stop forcing outcomes and simply allow the natural course of events to unfold. We trust that, just like a seed planted in the ground, the results of our efforts will bloom when the time is right. In fact, the act of allowing space and time for things to evolve creates the environment for them to manifest in their most complete and beautiful form. By letting go of the urgency to see immediate results, we are also letting go of the stress and anxiety that come with trying to control time. Patience requires us to be comfortable with the present moment, even if we don't yet see the fruits of our labor. We live in a society that tells us we must always be moving, always achieving, and always doing. But patience teaches us that there is power in stillness and in waiting. It asks us to trust in the process, to be present without clinging to the expectation of immediate outcomes. In that space of trust, we find peace. The challenge of practicing patience arises when we experience discomfort in waiting. We might feel like we are being left behind, or that life is passing us by. But these feelings are often fueled by fear, the fear that we are not enough, or that things will never happen for us. When we practice patience, we confront these fears directly and choose to trust that our desires are on their way. By embracing this trust, we let go of the anxiety that often accompanies waiting and instead focus on the present moment, knowing that everything is unfolding as it should. Patience also allows us to appreciate the journey rather than obsessing over the destination. It is so easy to get caught up in what we want to achieve and to forget that life is not just about reaching a goal, but about the growth, learning, and experiences along the way. The practice of patience helps us stay grounded in the present and appreciate the steps we take toward our goals, rather than only focusing on the end result. In this way, we learn to find joy in the process itself. When we stop seeking and practice patience, we open ourselves to the deeper rhythms of life. Things will come to us when the time is right, and by trusting this process, we remove the burden of impatience and resistance. Patience allows us to relax into the flow of life, knowing that what is meant for us will not pass us by, but will come to us in divine timing. Ladies and gentlemen, the truth is simple yet profound. Stop seeking, and it will come to you. Life is not something to be conquered or controlled. It is something to be received with open arms and a trusting heart. By letting go of the need to chase after what we think we want, we create space for the universe to bring us what we truly need. Through trust, patience, self-love, and positive expectation, we shift from a state of seeking to one of allowing. And in this space of allowance, all the beauty, love, and abundance we desire is free to flow into our lives. So, I encourage you today to let go of the chase. Stop seeking outside of yourself for happiness, success, and love. Instead, trust that everything you need is already on its way to you. You are worthy of all that is good, and you do not have to strive for it. The more you stop seeking, the more you will receive. This is the magic of surrender, and it is available to you right now. Let go of the need to control and embrace the power of receiving. The universe has a way of delivering exactly what you need, exactly when you need it. Your job is to trust the process and know that everything is unfolding in divine timing. It is through this surrender that you will find peace, abundance, and fulfillment. Remember, when you stop seeking, you create the space for everything you desire to come to you. Let it flow, and watch as your life transforms.